Have you ever felt like the ups and downs of life are like a unpredictable roller coaster? One moment you're on top of the world, and the next you're facing a challenge that makes you question your strength. Yet, amidst all this turmoil, there's a timeless truth that can bring peace to our souls. In Proverbs 3:5-6, we find wisdom from King Solomon, who reminds us that when life gets tough, we can trust in God's guidance and rely on His loving care. The phrase, "Lines fall in pleasant places," Proverbs 3:6, is a beautiful promise that speaks directly to our hearts. As we navigate the twists and turns of life, it's easy to get caught up in fear, anxiety, or self-doubt. What if we could learn to trust that every step, even when it feels uncertain, is leading us closer to our destination? That's where biblical wisdom comes in, a treasure trove of timeless principles and stories that can help us cultivate faith, hope, and love. In this article, we'll explore the meaning behind lines fall in pleasant places and how it can transform our lives. We'll delve into the story of King Solomon's reign, examining how he applied these wisdom teachings to his own life. We'll discover practical ways to apply this biblical principle to our daily struggles so that we might walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. Join me on this journey as we uncover the secrets of lines fall in pleasant places and how it can become a guiding light for you in times of uncertainty. Biblical context and key passages. The phrase, "lines fall in pleasant places," is not an isolated concept in Scripture, but rather one thread in a rich tapestry of wisdom teachings. In Proverbs 3:5-6, King Solomon implores us to trust in the Lord with all our hearts and lean not on our own understanding. He reminds us that when we do this, He will make your path straight, Proverbs 3:6, which is often interpreted as God guiding us through life's twists and turns. This promise is echoed in other passages of Scripture, such as Isaiah 41:10, where God assures us that He will strengthen and uphold us, saying, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God." These words offer a powerful antidote to fear and anxiety, encouraging us to trust in God's loving care. When we're faced with uncertainty or difficult decisions, it's natural to feel overwhelmed. But what if we could learn to view our circumstances through the lens of faith? By doing so, we can discover that even the most uncertain paths are ultimately leading us closer to our destination. In this sense, lines fall in pleasant places becomes a guiding principle for navigating life's challenges with confidence and hope. It reminds us that every step we take, whether it feels certain or not, is an opportunity to trust in God's goodness and sovereignty. Here are some key passages that illustrate this concept. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. He will make your paths straight. Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. Meaning and key themes in Proverbs 3:5-6, King Solomon invites us to trust in the Lord with all our hearts, lean not on our own understanding. The phrase "lines fall in pleasant places," Proverbs 3:6, is a beautiful promise that speaks directly to our need for guidance and reassurance. When we rely solely on our own understanding, we're prone to making decisions based on fear, anxiety, or self-doubt. But when we trust in God's loving care, we can navigate life's twists and turns with confidence and hope. This is what lines fall in pleasant places means. Every step we take, whether certain or uncertain, is an opportunity to trust in God's goodness and sovereignty. This concept is rooted in the idea that our paths are not determined by chance or circumstance, but by God's guiding hand. It's a powerful reminder that even when life gets tough, we're never alone. God is always with us, strengthening and upholding us. Isaiah 41. As we explore this biblical principle further, we'll discover that it's not just a promise for difficult times, but a guiding light for every step of our journey. Whether we're facing challenges or celebrating successes, lines fall in pleasant places reminds us to trust in God's loving care and sovereignty. By embracing this concept, we can develop a deeper understanding of faith, hope, and love, the very foundation of our relationship with God. It's an invitation to walk by faith, not by sight, 2 Corinthians 5:7, and to find peace and reassurance in the midst of uncertainty. Here are some key themes that illustrate this concept. Trust in God's loving care, relying on our own understanding. Verse. Trusting in God, the sovereignty of God, in guiding our paths. Practical application today. So, how can we apply the concept of lines fall in pleasant places to our daily lives? One way is to practice trusting in God's guidance and loving care, even when faced with uncertainty or difficult decisions. This might involve taking time each day to reflect on scripture passages like Proverbs 3:5-6 or Isaiah 41. It could also mean seeking out prayer partners or accountability groups where we can share our fears and doubts and receive support and encouragement from others who are walking alongside us. Another practical application is to cultivate a sense of awareness about when we're relying on our own understanding rather than trusting in God's sovereignty. This might involve asking ourselves questions like, am I trying to control the outcome of this situation, or am I trusting in God's goodness and sovereignty? Am I feeling anxious or fearful, or am I resting in God's loving care? By being more intentional about our thoughts and actions, we can develop a greater sense of trust in God's guidance and loving care, even when life gets tough. And as we do, we'll find that lines fall in pleasant places becomes a guiding light for every step of our journey. In conclusion, the phrase lines fall in pleasant places is a timeless promise from Proverbs 3:6 that speaks directly to our hearts. It reminds us that when life gets tough, we can trust in God's guidance and loving care, even when our paths feel uncertain. By embracing this concept, we can develop a deeper understanding of faith, hope, and love, the very foundation of our relationship with God. As we navigate life's twists and turns, let us remember that every step we take is an opportunity to trust in God's goodness and sovereignty. Whether we're facing challenges or celebrating successes, lines fall in pleasant places reminds us to rely on God's loving care rather than our own understanding. By doing so, we can find peace and reassurance in the midst of uncertainty. King Solomon once said, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." Proverbs 3:5. May we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. And may the promise of lines fall in pleasant places guide us every step of the way.